In the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good afternoon, good evening. What's up? Trying to get you, trying to save you there for a second, just in case. I didn't know where that finger was going.
It's Knuckles Deep.
Chris.
Knuckles Deep. How are you? What's up? Good to see you. Welcome everyone to the D13 show at 7-ish o'clock.
He's taking over, folks. It is
That's
in
right.
fact. But to be clear, I like fun. I just want to go on the record.
Well,
I don't want to have an accuse of not.
Then you don't want George on your show because George hates fun.
What's up, Chris? We are joined today by Chris Gawrych of D13 Toys. We're going to talk all about that. He also does some stuff for some company called Four
Horsemen.
Yes, that's what it was. Four Horsemen Studios. Yes, and he is, of course, the host on Wednesdays, 4 p.m.-ish.
Been around the block a few times. I know what I'm doing on a show.
Yes.
No, I don't.
So, yeah, that's actually part of the shtick. That's what makes it fun. What's up, man? Welcome to the Brick Something News. Finally. Finally.
I finally have some news. I mean, you know, you don't want to have me on if I got no news.
Nah, you always got news. News is actually needless ephemeral we saw. Sometimes we're just talking about the random cool things that we saw. And I know this guy sees a lot of things. He travels to places, sees things, gets inspired. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, along with like all the other amazing things that you do in terms of toys, etc. Anyways, Sunday been good?
I love talking. Yeah, I love talking. I'll talk nonstop. You know, you can go for 5 hours if the audience is looking for 5 hours. We give them what they want. You know what I mean? No? Okay. An hour and a half-ish. No. Maybe 2 tops.
You have to go to a studio in the morning with, you know, large kids who like
Please, I don't go to sleep till midnight.
I have to go to the classroom with smaller large kids who yes, are not sometimes not as fun as your coworkers.
Or sometimes more fun than my coworkers.
Perhaps. All right, so folks, let's first say hello to everybody who's here. Then let's get into it with this guy and figure out what this guy's all about. Real quick, we got Brian Carr here. What's up? He's saying both.
Brian with the awesome Pokemon birthday 50th birthday cake that he brought to me at ZoloCon. I'll never forget him.
You are a big Pokemon dude?
Nah, just a little bit.
Okay. Dude, you're all over the place. I want to find. Yeah. I love it.
Wait a minute. You know what? Here, real quick. You can see my absolute god mess of a house, but I'm see all those Pokemon cards on the floor right there that I'm organizing.
Yeah.
Tons.
Yeah, I've let people see. I haven't cleaned it from last week. It's this garbage, and a lot of that's your fault. There's like boxes that you're responsible for. You know, doing figures you're responsible for.
I take no responsibility.
Who else is here? Video Power Gaming is here. Hello, saying good evening, friends. Rick Jones is here. Hello. E. McNeil, hello. Good to see you, man. Raceland is here. Hello to you. Marcus Gaijin, hello. Got to hang out with these guys on the Fallen Fed Chronicles. Yeah. What day was that, Marcus? That was Tuesday. Gaijin. Yes, but not. Gaijin is technically foreigner, right? Not necessarily of the white variety. Yes?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Gaijin.
As far as I know, yeah. I mean,
yes.
Nihonjin would be Japanese person, and Gaijin is just kind of outside foreign. Yeah.
Outside. Philippine Jin desu.
Mabuhay.
Charlie Squared is here. Hello to you. Josh Brown Toys is here, lamenting all the exclusives that he has to buy from Mondo. I saw you, Josh. Take a breath. Enjoy the toys. Larry's Geeky World is here. Hello, hello. Zio is here all the way from the boot-shaped nation of Italy. Hello to you.
Ciao,
Coda.
fratello.
There it is. See, I told you the dude gets around. Coda Forge Photography is here. Hello. And he's also saying hi to Coda with a K. That is my son who was doing his homework. Got some quality time with Coda with a K today. Coda Photography. He and I went to go check out the Treasures of the Pharaoh exhibit here in San Francisco today. It was cool. Coda and Papa date today. It was awesome. Gatey's Toys is here. Ahoy, hoy, he says. Nolan is saying hello to me, to you, and everybody else up and down in that chat. Now you have the power. This is what happens when old men play too much. And this is called carpal tunnel, trying to guide me to not move my wrists in any way.
Now, did you get your cortisone steroid shots?
I did not. I'm strictly doing like 600 milligrams of Advil to work on the inflammation, and then just trying to rest this. I think yeah, I've been doing a lot of yard work during the summer. And I went too hardcore too quickly, and was just like, no, I'm fine. I'm just fine. And then I went to Disneyland and I couldn't squeeze or feel my fingers. So yeah.
Is that from playing the games at Disney or before going to Disney?
No, this is before Disney. This is literally digging holes.
Because I will tell you that I don't know if I've only been to Florida, Tokyo, and Hong Kong, so I don't know about California. But the Toy Story ride with the popper where you
Astro Blasters. Oh yeah.
Dude, that thing is torture.
Yeah, only if you're like care and want to win. But yes, you're right. That and Astro Blasters is the same thing.
If you don't have care and you don't want to win, what's wrong with you?
In Disney California Adventures, you literally do this. You don't even need like an actual physical thing anymore. You just do that, and you see the webs come flying out and stuff.
That's dope.
So
that's
dope. It's really good. I watched Michael is what it is. Justin Mohan is here. Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, Steph? Great to see you. Create girl. What's up, girl? What up, girl? Mr. Ryan Clark is here. Oh, okay. He was instructed by Adam, highly articulated, that he had to go to the bathroom before showing up. But he said, no brick needs me. Okay. Okay, no that's fine. No I was more concerned whether or not you actually washed your hands. And thank you. Yes, Coda with a K, I think, has a rad dad. And I have a rad son. Seriously. He's 15, sophomore in high school, the same age as the kids, half of the kids that I teach. And in fact, some of those kids went to school with him in elementary. Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. Yes. J-Mac is here, 77. Good evening, friends. And I'm not sure if this is for you or for me.
Oh, it's totally for me. Because I'm wearing Trevor's hat that he should be wearing right now, but he's not wearing it.
Look at that. If folks didn't see that in the logo that you've got on, the D in the D13 has changed just a little bit. Yes, and I love it. I love what's happening. I definitely want to get into it, but let's go ahead and say goodbye to the chat. Pause on the chat. Let's talk about you. D13 is your baby. That's a thing that you do, sir. Yes?
Yes.
Can you tell folks?
I have a little guest.
Yeah, tell us.
No, I have a little guest sitting right next to me, looking at me, wondering if I was live or not. So, hello,
tell baby. Your guest.
That's my girlfriend.
Hi, occasionally throw things at him while we're talking and see. It makes for great, not television. And this guy, Imaginary Action Ted, nice name change. That's my brother. He says that logo is a little hiragana-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
the 13 a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first logo. Obviously, I don't have. Actually, baby, give me one of those hats.
No. I know what you're trying to do. Go ahead. Yes, you can grab it. No. Because I was going to say.
Ciao. Yeah, see, so I can do this.
You got frozen on mine. There it is. Yes.
Yeah. So
after
there we go.
And before.
Yeah. So when I did this one first, it was very what's that word? I mean, calligraphics, Greek. I don't know what is Latin, whatever that font is called. that style, and it matched
Call
with
it,
the.
Yeah, I was going to
What
say
would you
just go
call
for
it?
biblical.
Yeah,
No, I
okay,
was
it was
just going to say
biblical.
go
All
for
right,
it felt
it felt
biblically
biblical.
appropriate for that
Yeah,
line. Yeah.
yeah.
If
And
you're
so I designed it up, and I when originally. Oh, and if I'm talking too loud, let me know, because with the headphones in, I don't know if it's too loud, too low, whatever. Originally the company name was going to be Noah, like something like I know a guy or something like that, like NOAH, because that was always the joke, was like, if you need something, like I know a guy, and that's when I was kind of
right.
starting to help people out with their stuff, and you want to make toys, I know a guy, that kind of thing. And it fit with biblical, but I didn't want to be locked into the biblical. And so with the D13, it was just kind of like, I don't even remember exactly how it all came about, but the D is for dragon, because I'm the year of the dragon. And so is my my older daughter, Caro, who's 14, going to be a freshman in high school. Ugh. And 13 has always been my lucky number. And so when I
Gotcha.
was working on it, I was trying to figure out how to kind of put it together. And it's funny because I had Latin, Times Roman, all that's fine. And when I was doing it, I was trying to figure out how to put them together. I'm not a logo guy. I'm an artist, but I'm like a crappy artist. Like, I can copy, but I can't create, kind of thing. And so when I was working on it, it just that the line in the D, I was like, that could be the 1 and the 3 inside, and then it kind of just worked its wingdings, yes, and it just kind of worked itself out that way. And I was honestly, really happy with the way it turned out, because again, I'm not creative. Like, everyone thinks you're an artist. Oh, you're so creative. I'm like, no, I can look at something and kind of make it look like that, or sculpt it and make it look like that. But when it comes to creating something, I'm like, no. So I'm very happy with the way that turned out. And then, as I was getting into the next line with the Nippon Adventures, the Japan Adventures, I was like, gotta go do something Asian-y, right?
Sure.
And fiddled
Japanese,
with it.
but sure.
Yeah. Fiddled with it. And made this logo based on the old logo, and had a little bit of help refining it, but like I drew it all out, same as I did the first one, and then with the biblical adventures, I drew it all out, and just kind of fiddled with it, and I'm very happy with the way it came out. So
I think it's really cool.
It takes a lot for me to be proud and happy with something I've done art wise. So for me to say that is a big thing, that I'm happy with it.
And I love the idea that you're sort of adjusting with the sort of brand with whatever you're focused in on, or the new thing. And I like that idea of kind of like playing, that one company, Four Horsemen Studios, messes with that a lot. Like, I love that aspect, like for the Skeleton Warriors, how you have sort of like that Skeleton Warrior looking logo right now. I'm into that because I'm a design nerd. Let's say hello to Paul. You mentioned you're the year of the dragon. Are you in 1976?
76. Yep, he's the year of the dragon. Unless he's in January.
Right. Yes. Oh God, happy birthday. Or have you had it yet?
February. Yeah, it was back in February.
Okay, so you've hit that 50, half of a century mark. I hit that a week ago now.
Yay!
And I feel great.
Happy birthday.
Screw the haters. No, thanks, man.
Your hair is better than mine, that's for sure.
Let's talk biblical adventure. So this is the sort of flagship line. But you were doing things as D13 before. Do I have that right? Weren't you that sort of collab that you kind of did?
Yeah.
Space Force?
That was we'll just go with that. It's hard to explain. But I mean, it was kind of like, I was sort of working on that, helping out with that. It was it was me mostly kind of utilizing stuff that existed and some new stuff, and just trying to get a thing going. And it's and I mean, it was fun. It was great. Just as as a Kickstarter, I mean, it did well enough. You know what I mean? It was tooling was minimal, so that helped, because tooling is always the big costs. Like, to be
I
honest,
just bring this up only because
yeah,
this was the first time I think I ever saw D13 as a name was in a sci-fi article about this, and it listed as D13. I was like, oh, I guess that's
yep.
like a name. And then I saw it again when you went. But all that to say, this is context. This was, what year was this? 20.
Go scroll back up. It'll tell you at the top somewhere. Where does it say it was funded? There we go. The last update was May 22nd. So it was.
Oh, that was the last update.
It was like 2020, 2021. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, fair. But so there was that, and then what was it? When did D13, the D13 campaign happen?
That was 2023, I believe. So technically, I think I started D13 Toys officially. I'm trying to remember when I actually filed. I want to say it was like February 20th, 2020, something like that. And it was either 2020 or 2022. I don't remember, but I believe the Kickstarter was 2023.
So all that to say, like you are these are the two Kickstarters that I think. Oh no, there probably was a third, but you've attempted and seen the sort of back end of running and creating a Kickstarter campaign before to kind of get the thing off the ground, and then you've helped others. Yeah.
I mean, Kickstarter sucks. There's no way about it. Kickstarter is god awful. I hate Kickstarter with a passion. And for helping other people too, for the most part, it was more of the production side, but like tooling, development, production, all that. Sure. But giving some of my input based on what I did in my Kickstarter, like there are certain things, especially like if you see my funding goal was, I think 80 or 85,000, right? That was not enough. 80,000. That was not enough for what I needed, because I was just going to say, like, when you're doing a figure, let me say, let's see, it's probably morning. So I'm going to say, Ohayo gozaimasu to Masaki Ide, Hab Idea. That's my partner. His mom just had her birthday. I want to say she just turned 84, and she's the cutest 84-year-old Japanese mommy I've ever, she's adorable. I love her. She's so sweet. She's so funny.
Happy birthday to mama.
She's the best.
Happy birthday and welcome.
And so when you're tooling up just one buck body, right? So, I just had just the buck body. I literally just got home, so I'm not ready. I don't have any props. Anyway, that body will cost you $30,000 just for tooling the body and the joints, right? Then you got the heads, the accessories, and all that, right? Then you got to figure out, how much am I charging for the figures? How many figures do I need to sell just to pay for the body? And then how many more figures do I need to make to pay for the figures that I need to make to pay for the tooling?
Right.
And then you got all these other, you got your.
Then you got to factor in the tariff. No, never mind. That wasn't something you could have.
That was pre-tariff. That was PT.
I'm just kidding. Okay? I'm teasing. I know you had to deal with that reality. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And then keep going. You're saying.
Yeah, but you got to deal with, like, if you have a project manager, if you have licensing, if you have whatever the Kickstarter fees are, taxes, shipping, everything, in order to kind of figure out what is a goal that I need to fund. Oh, 78. Okay, she's 78. My mistake. She's doesn't matter. She looks like she's she's 55. It's insane. She looks so young. And so for my project, realistically, my funding goal probably should have been like 100, maybe 120. But because I had it planned out with whatever, 34 different SKUs, I was like, if I can get through a bunch of SKUs, then, like, especially book 1 and book 2, which is 12 figures and a Kickstarter exclusive, if I can get those going, then I could probably cover the funding goal and hopefully the production, right? Now, if I can get all 4 books open, then I will get, I'm doing well. And so when we were doing the Kickstarter, or when I was doing the Kickstarter, it funded relatively quickly, which was nice. And on the outside, I was doing really well on retailer sales, especially like Big Bad.
Yep.
And now this is the problem when you have a Kickstarter. You don't want to have retailer sales in your Kickstarter. You want to organically have that Kickstarter fund, and your retailer sales you keep on the side so that you don't have to pay Kickstarter for those sales. You're saving money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my retailer sales did so well that after I was already through book 1 and book 2, I just said, you know what? We're doing so well. Book 3 and book 4 are just open. Like, no fun. There's no tiers anymore. They're all open. Go for it. Go to town.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
And so it was, it was good. It's a lot of SKUs, but it was a smart way to do it. And I always try to explain that to people when I'm helping them with their Kickstarter, because it's a huge pain.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that sort of forethought and thinking about some of the different scenarios that can happen. And like you said, what is a good thing? What is a bad thing? Isn't so obvious if you have very little experience. And usually when people are jumping in to try and create a thing, whether it's action figures or not, they're starting off, so they may not have any actual practical experience with the difference of like wholesale costs for a retailer versus to customers or initial investors. So I think that's awesome that you've helped a lot of folks. Can you share? Like, I don't even know. I was trying to find like a list of folks. I really only saw, like, who have you done that for? Like, who have you helped with either production management or, consulting or whatever?
Well, I'll tell you one other thing. The one thing that I tell everybody that I help, there's one golden rule. You're not doing this project to make money.
Right.
Okay. Because you will not make money. It's plain and simple. Like, if you're going into this trying to make money, you're going to be very disappointed. You're going into this because you want to make a toy or toys, whatever it is, right?
Right. Whatever it is.
This was my
passion for a thing, and you want to get people on it just enough so you can make it.
That's right.
And then maybe beyond there, maybe money comes down. Maybe.
Right. Yeah. Right. And see, like, the thing for me, the way I did mine, I did a buck with soft goods, right? So I can reuse that buck down the road on many different projects, right?
Yeah.
And this was a passion project. I started this project in 2009, and I was working on it, and then it got put on the back burner. Life happened, and then I had no job, and then I found had no job. I found my old book with all my notes. I got back into it, and I just went to town on it. And it was my passion, and it worked. Now I have this buck body that I'm going to use on Nippon Adventures, which also utilizes a bunch of soft goods. So my tooling costs already, I've just saved $30,000, right? Exactly.
For you.
Exactly.
Yes.
100%.
If your passion is money, consider doing something else that screws other people. It's faster. Okay, but anyways, you were saying.
1,000%, dude. And that's it. That's it. Like, I do feel blessed that this worked out the way it did. And I do feel blessed that I can help other people. And so again, I tell them this is the first thing. You're not going to make money. Don't plan on making money. You'll make money down the road when you're reusing a lot of that tooling. And so there's a good list right there. So Bill Murphy, he was Fresh Monkey Fiction. So he had Eagle Force, and I forget the other line that he was working on. And then Zika Toys, Zyka Toys, however you say it, had the Sectors figures, the 4-inch ones. Both of those were different factories, and they were both stuck in factory hell. They were both like 2 years behind, right? And we sort of got in touch somehow. I don't know if I reached out to them or they reached out to me. And with the help of my factories, very delicately, I was able to extract them from their factories and get them into my factory. Their tooling was just garbage, especially the Eagle Force.
Wow.
He had so many problems with the tooling, and he had no money because the money was already spent on the tooling and the materials. And so I helped them out. Like this, I take a lot of pride in what I did for all these people, and I helped him out. I helped Zyka Toys out, and then after that came Plunderlings, and and that was a tough one, but I had a lot of faith in that project. And a lot of times I'm only going to take on a project that I want a toy of. Like, I want those toys. I
Right.
want my free samples, you know? And so
No, I get that.
Plunderlings I loved. And I was like, I want to make these. And we got into it. It was a lot of work, and they came out awesome. And I'm so happy with the way they came out. And then we also did the Plunder Long and Plunder Strong. And then now the ones that he's doing with somebody else. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, I have too much going on, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Boglins was fun to work on. John from Chicken Fried Toys, I'm helping him out. You know, he has the dime novel figures, dime novel legends.
3 3/4, yeah.
Yep.
Those are pretty awesome.
So that's his
characters.
wheelhouse. Yep. He likes the 3 3/4. And so he has specific, you know, what's the word? Dang it. Like, not dimensions, but like everything has to be a certain way. And we try our best to make sure that it all is how he wants it. And, you know, it's compatible with the existing stuff. Then there's like, I haven't updated this, you know, I don't have time, but I need to update this.
It's an incomplete list. Yeah. So
Yeah.
This is me pushing you and helping you create this list, and you know, I'll transcribe it for you, and you can copy and paste into the website.
Yeah. Right now I'm working with Dave Igo on his Monsters Kickstarter.
Monsters. Can't wait for those. I back those.
Love that line. It's fun as hell, and I love his design work and and he's a knucklehead. I love him. Yeah, the colors are so freaking cool.
Dude, I can't imagine. I want to be a fly on the wall when you and Dave Igo are in the room together, and I just kind of want to watch.
Dude, it has been said already, because George knows Dave very well, and it was even kind of thinking, he's like, I don't know if I should put you two in the same room together.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. No, wait.
Yeah,
no, that's great. I love that guy.
But it actually, with our conversations, they've been very normal. So,
yeah, I mean, you're also, I joke about that, and that's the presentation, the energy, but also you're both incredibly like professional and like knowledgeable, and I could see you like, okay, what are we gonna do? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But
anyway, when professional Chris comes out, you know, then it's all business. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've seen the suit. I've seen the pictures.
No, Josh is right. I think that's what it is.
What is it? Oh, it would be funny if no, totally. It's just like silence, awkward. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yep. That's what it is.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then maybe George has to get really loud and animated at that point. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, cats and dogs, you know, playing together. It's you know.
Real quick. First off, Steph wants to let you know.
Yes.
She's very proud of you.
Yes, I love her.
19 is here joining us. Justin Mohan had a question, and Adam Highly Articulated had an answer, and I want to ask you about this. So he says, can you at least break even? And Adam's saying, we'll break even on your first release is the goal.
That is the goal. Yeah.
What have you seen folks generally break even? Have you seen like just inevitably things come up to the point where they're...
I mean, it's hard because like, you know, I don't know every single detail of their
finances or whatever.
Yeah. So like, it looks like a Kickstarter does well, but again, you still have like all the Kickstarter fees, the taxes, people that you got to pay, ship. You have all this stuff that you still have to pay for. So it's hard to know how well they're doing. For the most part, they're doing okay, but like, and maybe making a little bit of money. But there are some, that looked like good projects and didn't fund. And it's just, you know, it's hard to know why it didn't fund, whether people are not interested in it, or there wasn't enough variety, or wrong timing, or pricing. It's too many things.
Right.
So you try to restructure it and do it again. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You shouldn't get, you know, too down on yourself. You put in the effort. And if it didn't succeed, it's not a failure. It just didn't succeed. No. And so you go back in and you think of like, maybe I'll try this, maybe I'll try that. How can I get the prices low or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yep. Ashenoth right now is just doing such a great job of reminding us all of that. And Adam and TNT with Space Zombies, of just sort of like, okay, hey, that was the thing. Here's what I'm doing. Here's where we're working. Look out, it'll come. because and the reality is, I mean, you made a nice list of the many reasons why it can happen, but I will just say this, and I say this all the time: the mess in front of me of relatively newly open action figures and not so new, it's of a crazy variety. Some stuff are imports from large companies like Bandai. Some of it's like a bunch of import new stuff and indie stuff. The amount of toys that are coming out right now, and I would emphasize the amount of good toys, like quality toys that are coming out right now is so high that I mean, sometimes it's also a matter of like people being like, man, there's just too much, and I'm neck deep in all these other lines right now. But that said, to go back to the can you at least break even? The other thing I just wanted to add to that is the reality is it is a passion game. And so maybe even if you end up, say, selling enough figures and on paper, it's like, oh, we broke even. We see the numbers. But what's probably not calculated there is the amount of sort of sweat equity and the hours and energy and all the stuff that you as the provider are doing for free, or maybe people helping out, like, and that's just like a thing with the indie world, period. Like having been involved in all sorts of indie projects, whether it was films or attempts to stage a show or and toy lines, like comic books, whatever it is. Oftentimes people are just really into it. It's the passion. So we're just like, we're doing it. We want to make it happen. But if you actually stopped and calculated your actual like hours and paid yourself even a minimum wage, you'd be like, but whatever. It's about the thing, and then eventually you build it and it grows. Real quick, there are a couple of other folks who jumped in since we started talking because we're just talking. Allison Retro Toy Princess is here. Jason's Electric 1.0 is here. He says, hello, Chris. I got in on your biblical adventures from the very first. Got your crucifixion of Jesus. Got the crucifixion of Jesus separately, Lucifer and the Roman Guard. What's up, Jason? Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Larry is here. Jurassic Jesse is here. What's up? I'm sure he wants to mix some dinosaurs with some of your Jesus figures and just create some.
I got no problems with that.
Travis, the Mr. Wonderful, is here. Hello to you. Thank you for hanging out with us today as we talk indie stuff. Rick Jones is here. I think I said hello to Rick Jones, but hello again. Quick question. What was your first indie toy that got your attention? So
Four Horsemen.
I was going to say, I almost want to say that based on year. So let's say pre-2015. No. What am I saying? 2025, 2020. Pre-2020. It's still going to be Horsemen. What am I saying?
Listen. Let me put it this way. I started with Four Horsemen on the side in like 2009 or something with the line of female figures. I was asked to help look in on because I was using the same factory at NECA that they were using, one of the factories. So I was asked to look in on the project since I'm in China. I'm like, oh, absolutely, I'd be more than happy to, And so that project was already like halfway done. So there's only so much I could do. But then after that was Scarabus. And then that's when I did everything for them on the side, development, tooling, production, the whole nine. And ever since then, Scarabus, got the Metropolis with the birds, and then Mythic Legions and everything moving forward. And then I went full time, January 2020. So like before that, I don't know, because I'm like, eyeballs deep in NECA and Four Horsemen's product. And then when I would go to China and Hong Kong, I'd always be getting like Figma and Reveltech. So I was always getting like the Japanese stuff. So in terms of indie, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on. And I'm sure if you were to say like this, that, or the other name, I'll be like, oh yes, that's right. But off the top of my head, I really can't think of what,
3A,
you know what I mean?
Or Kid Robot. But yes, I know there's been a lot, but I'm curious. So I highlighted here a long time toy industry veteran. But before that, I'm assuming you were a collector. What were your toys growing up? What were the things that you were doing?
That could be a lifetime collector.
Yeah. Same.
I mean, growing up,
getting what? Yeah.
Everything, dude. I mean, G.I. Joe is always G.I. Joe is always my top, right? But Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mask, like all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I loved it all, and I played with it all. Like I had epic battles and adventures with GI Joe on the Terradome, and or dome, whatever it is, Terradrome, and
Terradrome. It was weird, but it was Terradrome.
And then just having like all the figures and Slaughter and his marauders coming to rescue the hostage. This whole dumb thing. I played with my toys.
And we would have been roughly the same age, like a couple months apart, 6 months apart. And no, I mean, those were great times. Did you do what I did? Was there a point in the 90s where you paused and sort of had this? I mean, I had to stop mainly because I didn't have the money anymore, and mom and dad weren't buying the toys anymore. Like, what was that for you? What were the toys that came out? Like, say I'm assuming mid 90s, where you're like, damn it, I wanted that, but I couldn't get them.
So yeah, I mean, that's a good question, because I mean, I started driving around like 92, 90, like 16 and a half, somewhere around there, right? So 92, 93. And before that, like when I was in 6th grade, my parents got divorced, and then I moved, to a different city. But like my dad would still kind of get me toys, here and there. And I can't think what was the one toy line where they had like the string, and then the vehicles would glide across on the string.
What was it? They were dope. They were like about the same size as Mask. They had the giant backpacks. So Sky something. People in the chat. Pretty cool cartoon. Short-lived cartoon. But those are great. I had to just watch those from afar. I too couldn't participate in those.
I had those in the kitchen, and I'd have the toys. I think it was Sky Commanders. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I had toys going across the kitchen, and those and the Kenner. Yeah, those and the Kenner Aliens toys were the toys that I was getting at that time. And those alien toys were dope. They were so cool. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, they're absolutely. Hey, what's up, Andrew Davis claiming Dragon Clan? That feels a little, especially with the K, is making me a little uncomfortable, but I'll allow it, I suppose. Esther's here. What's up, Esther? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in. Okay, those are great. My brother, Ted, who was here earlier, he's 5 years older than me. So by the time I was sort of in high school and pausing a little bit on toys, and then he was sort of 5 years older in college and starting to work. So for me, I was lucky in that I had his stuff to look at. Like I'd go to his apartment and see like, oh, what are these? That's when actually he was getting, he got Skeleton Warriors at that time.
Oh man.
He got a Boglin back in the day. I was like, what is this? But anyway, there were great toys. And then of course, by the time I was in college, I was just sort of watching from afar and getting a couple of pieces. In fact, the Horsemen through McFarlane, like the early Spawn stuff, I was like, oh, those are cool. That Wetworks werewolf is dope. What is that?
Oh yeah.
Pick up some random things. Yeah. And then anyway, the rest is history. Okay. This thing.
I was trying to think of when I was trying to think when 25th anniversary G.I. Joe started. I was trying to look that up real quick. It says 2007. That doesn't feel right, but I don't know.
No, that 25th would have been around that time, because
I thought it was earlier.
1982. Yeah. But they did do other things before that full-on 25th anniversary line, didn't they?
No, they never did anything.
No, you're right.
They never did anything.
Like
nothing else existed. I don't know what you're talking about. There was no Sigma 6. There was nothing.
What a hater. What a hater.
I'm a purist.
Those. So longtime industry vet, it says here you worked with NECA, and you mentioned that. I want to hear a little bit about the sculpting, and when did you stop?
So hold on 1 second. First, I have a prop that I can reach right here. Hold on 1 second.
No looking at my that, folks.
No looking at my booty.
If you're just joining that what do you call it? QR code on the far left, and that little URL that's coming across now. After we're done, if you want to see links to all this stuff that we're looking at and talking about, it's all it'll be up there after the show. Okay, what you got? Oh, hey, hold on a second. I want to see this. Yes, that I saw this mentioned. This is. Was this your last one that you worked on?
This is the very first figure I ever did.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay.
First one. So I did this.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a date on there or not, but I mean, well, duh, I did it in 2007. So that's when I did it. Because that's when I started at NECA. So I did that.
That's dope.
And that is, again, I'm not happy with a lot of finished product. This one, especially for it being my first figure, I'm very happy with. I've always been proud of this one. And the fact that Zach Ward, the actor, that he loves it. And, you know, I've like met up with him out in California. And then when they were out in Jersey, I went over to the show, you know, and I've talked to him every once in a while. I love him. The fact that he enjoys it. And it's funny because like I used to watch the show Titus that he was on, and I didn't even realize that was him. So I liked them, and I didn't even know I liked them.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, because he was all grown up.
Yeah. So that
so I'm just
figure.
curious because you quickly glossed over. You're like, I'm rarely happy with the way things turn out. I'm assuming as a sculptor who works hard on like, you know, designing the thing and making it look at the thing, then it has to go through people with a budget and the project managers and licensors approving stuff, and then the factory. Like that's probably something that you picked up on as a creative. So now as like a person who gets to handle production, I guess
mean, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Like,
yeah, tell me more.
At NECA, it was more of that. You know, Randy's job is dealing with the licensor. Hey, that's my picture. I expect credit for that picture.
All right. Shout out to this dude named Chris who posted this on the internet one time and Google found it.
So Randy deals with the licensor and the development of the figures, and then he'll like, you know, come to us and he'll be like, you know, all right, you're working on this is what it's going to be, whatever. So a lot of that's kind of usually already figured out. There are instances where, you know, we show it to a licensor and there we like change this, change that, whatever. But, you know, usually the overall figure is kind of figured out, and then it's more of just getting approvals. And, you know, like for this one, unfortunately, he's got limited articulation, and that's just because he's a one-off figure. And so like this was before we were doing a lot more articulation also, because you know, the more parts you have, the more expensive it is, right, for tooling. And
we as an industry, really, not just NECA, but we at this time.
Yeah, but especially for NECA, because NECA was still young. So they weren't spending as much money. And then, you know, there'll be some figures where they would do it that way, and then down the road they'd redo it and you have more articulation, you know, kind of, you know, 2.0, 3.0 versions. And then, but for him, you couldn't redo him. You know what I mean? It was like, it was a one and done. Like that's all it was. Yeah, but it was good. So he had the shoulder, neck, waist, and maybe boot articulation, but it still looks good. You know what I mean? It's looking out good.
I'm trying to remember. You did the BioShock. I saw this on as an article. The BioShock little sister. So that was awesome. I should probably bring it up, but as we're talking. But the Nightmare on Elm Street, because they've done a couple of different Freddy Kruegers.
Oh, my favorite. Yeah, that one is another one that I'm proud of. Freddy 2.
That
You've
Freddy
got
one's
the
great
body, and I've got the brains. The movie was wacky.
Those are
as
still
hell.
ones that you look back on and you're like, was this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one, right?
That was Little Sister. Yeah, I worked on that.
And you're still I love that. You can look back and be like, I like that. It's funny because he did at one point in this stream already say, I'm not really creative. And then we're looking.
But again, it's not creative. It's just copying. It's just copying. That's all it is. I'm not a creator. No. Oh, you know what? Man. So here's one more that I'm really happy with. One more. Okay. And I did a lot of stuff for over 10 years. So the other one that I'm really happy with is because somebody oh no, nobody mentioned it. I just thought of it. That's why. The female gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Oh, that was that more recently.
And what's funny about that is that the figure was sculpted in 2009, and it came out 10 years later, 15 years later.
This was not the wedding one, or was it the?
Well, there was 3 versions. It was all the same head,
same body.
Yeah,
Okay.
they just had different soft goods.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was wild. I mean, the character alone was wild. Let me see if I can.
And I love the way she turned out. She's so freaking good. And when
See,
like
look at you.
when I'm watching the
Work,
movie
man.
though, all I like is getting research. I just remember at the end when she's like, "Moo, moo, moo." So I was trying to give her those kissy lips.
And this is not the best photo, but I just found a quick one. But
no,
that's
actually part one.
Oh,
I worked a little bit on that. Part two.
Oh, the Dream. What was it? Dream? No, that's not Dream Warriors.
I just know it as part two.
Warriors?
I thought that was three.
That was three. That was my favorite because I was a big X-Men kid, and I felt like they were like a team, and they were just like,
yeah.
And that girl with remember the girl with the she had claws too.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, sorry, bad advertising. He didn't work. He worked a little bit on that, but not that one. What would I look up? NECA figure, Freddy Krueger.
Nightmare 2.
Nightmare 2. Thank you, brain. So what was the last figure you ended up
oh jeez. Yeah, you remember your first, you don't remember your last.
So what do you remember the year that stopped?
Yes, I left there in 2017.
Okay.
And then, but like, I mean, at that point I was kind of soured and like I just didn't want to be there anymore because it's like there was no upward mobility and I felt like so stagnant and just like not doing anything. That was Freddy vs. Jason.
Jesus Christ.
No, that was Biblical Adventures.
Here it is. This one's rad. No, yeah, this is Biblical Adventures. This was the HorrorCon exclusive. No, is it this one?
My ex's mom was the original inspiration for the FX team's design of the female gremlin.
Oh, totally.
God, I hope that's a joke.
No, it's 100% serious. And I don't know if you caught this, but Farkas did grow up to be hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that really real?
No, it's not. But there's a long storied YouTube chat of history of Allison Troy's ex's family members.
That's so funny.
Is this the one? Do I still have it wrong?
That's it. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at that. The sweater. I always wanted this sweater. I never ended up getting it. I should probably go to like a Spirit Halloween. I just think it's actually kind of a cool sweater.
I was so happy with the way that face turned out.
I totally needed a guy in a booth for Google. I am my own guy, man. DIY till I DIE.
One man show.
Yes, you have done a crap ton of stuff, as we've established. I want to shout out Grindhouse too.
And I was going to mention them. Yep.
Yes, they keep yelling at me. Not really. I need to turn in my thing. I can't decide, but yes, I need to get my thing fulfilled. And I just caught that you got your ashes on your thing. I didn't catch that till just now.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Grindhouse toys, man. I want those so bad. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Freddy kills Farkas in Freddy vs. Jason. That's so true. Forgot about that.
There it is. Look, a similar picture. You got to get new pictures, Chris. I worked hard to get your picture for the thumbnail. Just kidding. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about you and your adventures now. So you kind of were starting to share. Nippon Adventures is a new thing. We're talking about your hat at the very beginning. But part of this is you have been traveling to Asia for a while now for work through China. When did you first go to Japan, though?
I first went to Japan in 2006 when I was going to teach English in Japan. And that didn't work out. Like I was there for a week and then I came home for dumb reasons. And Yimbo, what's up, buddy? And
for dumb reason, I'm so curious. You just leave that thread open. In my brain, I'm thinking his English wasn't good enough. No.
My English, it's actually, they loved me. Like they thought my English was amazing because I was very, clear and loud enough and, articulate, you know? And so like
Uh-huh.
when you went in for the interview, it was the weirdest thing. You go in for the interview, you're talking with them, and then they go, all right, now you're gonna do like a mock lesson, and you're gonna
Uh-huh.
have 10 minutes to prepare. And so the lady that I was talking to leaves the room, comes back, and then she's acting like, you know, a real Japanese person who barely speaks English. And I was like, this is like weird. This is so weird. And it's in New York, up in New York City, where the office was.
Okay.
And so I was just like, she was talking beautiful English, and she went from beautiful English to the worst broken English. I was like, what's going on? So
yeah,
and
it's a little off-putting.
Yeah, and
you're
it was
like,
weird.
you know, I know you're doing a thing, but I'm also kind of a little offended and uncomfortable right now.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
No, I got it. I got it.
It was strange, and so, but I did well, and they liked me, and you know, so I did it, and man, the week that I was there, I was in heaven. I loved it. It was so nice, and it was with a bunch of other people that were doing it. You know, we were all together, and like I said,
awesome.
just, like I left. You know, it's
what
one
year
of those
was
things.
that, you said?
2006, I believe.
So 20 years ago now. That was the first time you got to hang out there in Japan. You said for how long? A week?
Yeah, and first time I ever went international. First time I ever went on a big ass jumbo jet. Like it was a double decker plane too. I was like, "What is this? There's an upstairs? What?"
Yeah. Well, I don't think that I've ever experienced that. Double decker. Yeah.
Because like the front third is like upstairs, like the really expensive, you know, upper.
Sure.
But they let me take a quick look upstairs, and I was like, whoa. It's like you go up the stairs. It was like, this is so weird.
Yeah. So at that time, I'm assuming we're born in 76, you're a giant nerd, you're really into Japanese stuff. The Japanese toys, Japanese pop culture, Gojira, Kaiju, manga, anime, were those things that were swimming through your brain already? Oh, so I assumed incorrectly. Okay, so they weren't.
Here's what happened, right?
Say more.
It is funny that I was never like that deep into the Japanese stuff. I mean, you know, there was Voltron or like, you know, our cartoon intros. Yeah, our cartoon intros that were done in Japan, you know, Japanese anime style, especially like G.I. Joe and stuff like that. Thundercats, like all of it, man. And it's like, why is the intro so much better than the show? You know? And so I want to say, well, when I was in college, which would have been, I started college in 94. And so it was like around 96, 97, 98, somewhere around 96, 97. I was taking Japanese as a language because I was like, you know what? You know, it's stupid because I took Italian in high school and I just didn't pay any attention. And I think I took Spanish in college, but I think I took it later. But first I took Japanese, and I was just like, it's different. It'll probably be more interesting to me. So I took it, and it was really fun. And the second semester there wasn't enough people, so I couldn't take it. But I continued trying to learn it on my own a little bit. And then eventually I got into J-pop. So I was listening to a lot of J-pop from that era, you know, the good stuff. And then when I went to but the thing was, a lot of that J-pop was coming from the cartoons that were on Adult Swim, like, you know, Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist, Ghost in the Shell, like all the good shows had all the good intro music and outro music. So that's where I was pulling from.
Full Metal, I loved.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Oh, good stuff. And then
so you weren't so much. Okay, then when you went to Japan, were you looking at that? Were you looking at their toys? Were you
because again, so like when I went, I was basically taking class all day, you know, learning the stuff for the first week. Yeah, and then going out to eat or whatever. Then, you know, then that didn't work out. I went home. Then eventually I got work at NECA, 6 months freelance, 6 months full time, and then I was going to China. So then when I was going to China, after I started getting that down, because I was going to China like 5 times a year, then maybe after the first year or so, something like that, then I took a trip to Japan.
Okay.
And then I was just like, oh God, I still love Japan. And so then I was doing Japan. and I would go for like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because I'd be in China like 3-4 weeks. So I'm like, go to Japan for a couple days. And then as time went on, then I would take a layover through Japan. So I would just kind of be there for like 4 hours in the airport, just walk around, get some snacks and stuff. But at that point, I was already going to Hong Kong all the time, because they had good prices for all the Japanese, like I said, Figma, Reveltech, stuff like that. So kind of when I was at NECA, going to China, and Hong Kong, I was getting more into Japanese stuff, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Got it. So now that you are on this sort of like adventure to actually build in toys of this culture. So I had this up for a long while, and I was like, yeah, I should. Let me take this visual out for a second, because
it's a great visual.
No offense. It's
grabbing
slightly awkward.
It's pulling my balls off, man.
So part of this is, as you kind of mentioned here, like, oh, I'm here doing research, etc. This was about a year ago, before you had actually fully unveiled that you were doing Nippon Adventures, where you were going to do a toy line based on sort of Japanese history and folklore, hence the yokai piece. Oh, I should say, folks, if you're unfamiliar with yokai, we're talking spirits, all sorts of things, spirits, demons, etc. And this is where you are at. So you're at yokai, what the people refer to as Yokai Park, or Suji Kawayama Park. Apologies. Try.
Suji Kawayama. Yes, that's a long one. I hate the long words. They're always hard to say.
And this is so they have different, physical statues, some animatronics, etc., of different things. But at the time when you shared that, I mean, obviously in your head, you knew what you were doing. You knew this Nippon Adventures was coming. And so shortly after this, on this trip, wasn't this when you actually sort of, unveiled it?
Something like, that would have been, because Wonderfest is twice a year, and that throws me off. I keep thinking it's one a year, but it's twice a year. So we just did our third one.
Chiba in summer, and when else?
No, it's same place. It's in winter. It's in July and February.
Okay.
So they do it twice a year in Japan, same location. But they also have like Shanghai Wonderfest, which is connected to it, and it's even bigger.
Right.
Which is crazy. I'll be going there in October. But yeah,
I hate you.
But yes. So like, we did the kind of early release just to show people kind of like the soft goods of the kimono that we were working on, and working at making it better. I'm always trying to make things better. So we had that early release kind of samurai, but it was more about the kimono. It was more about the story of the kimono, which is why the figure was just painted kind of just basic, whatever it was, blue or whatever it was, because the story is about the kimono. The kimono was about a Japanese poem about the summer evening sky with the stars shining in the sky, and then the bigger yellow ones were the fireflies, flying around. And the moon, which was the halo, I made that into a moon that was kind of behind them. So that was all part of the poem, and that was the reason why we did that. And then we did that was a summer one, then we did a winter one, and then we just did another summer one.
So the idea is you went through the Kickstarter process, you did Biblical Adventures, but that gave you a body, and that body is what we're seeing here, right? And so now in Nippon Adventures, you're working on, in this case, soft goods, different heads, right? Probably. What else is for these? Essentially, everything else was existing stuff from Biblical.
So on those exclusives, they have 3 new heads. So there's that Japanese head that was sculpted by a Japanese artist, Mr. Goshima. He did that head, and then I had the factory do the 2 mannequin heads, just so you could have a generic head too. Again, to make it look like a mannequin if you wanted to. And I think that's all we did for this. Again, it was just doing a couple of pieces just to have something new. But it gives me, like, again, I can do more different style kimono and color using the same parts, and just do those as exclusives. I wanted to give him like, a katana or some sort of weapon, but it was just like I was able to just do the heads, and that was it for the moment. So we'll obviously, when we get the when we get the Kickstarter for biblical, I mean, that's going to have all sorts of weaponry in there and a whole bunch of new accessories and everything.
For Nippon.
For Nippon.
Not for biblical. Not for biblical.
Oh, did I say biblical?
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So what we're seeing here then, because I remember hearing about that, I think you went on a couple of shows and started talking a little bit more about the exclusive and what you shared at that show in 2025.
Yeah.
You unveiled the logo. Well done. Did you ride around with this big banner on your belt behind you? And
tempting, so tempting.
Reception was good.
Run around Naruto style.
Yeah. How was the reception at that show?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It's tough because the show is gigantic. Like this big room you're only seeing like 30% of that actual room. So imagine that whole room 3 different ways. You know what I mean? Because there's 3 giant rooms, and it's amazing the amount of stuff that they have there. Because a lot of it's garage kit. So it's, you got resin stuff. Yeah, you got
that's
vinyl.
what a lot of this stuff. These are your shots, and some of it are people with 1-day licenses. So there's like individual artists doing. You can imagine it's not all massive toy companies. So there's a lot more things that people can show. This is just his posts, and I shared a little bit about this, but I love that at least you got to look around. And the reason I was highlighting some of these is I imagine for Nippon Adventures, you're also looking at what people are doing with the kimono soft goods and everything. And these look incredible.
Yeah, and those are giant. Those are like, I don't know, 18 inches. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And still,
well, that's the thing too, is for mine, it's more of keeping them cost effective too, because
right.
As I've already announced, and I don't know if you're going to get to it later or not. So if I'm jumping the gun, I'm sorry, but
no, go for it.
You got the Toshiro Mifune license, obviously, which is a humongous thing for me, and I'm a huge fan of Toshiro Mifune. Ever since the 12-inch one came out, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, whatever it was, and it was just a seven figures from the 7 Samurai, which was way out of my price range at that time. There wasn't really anything ever after that. And then Caustic Plastic recently put out a 12-inch one, 2 versions, and they just did a generic. It was same like I'm doing. That's where I got the idea, where it's the license for Toshiro Mifune, but as a samurai and as a ronin. So getting the movie licenses is a pain. Like, there's too many people involved. It's never going to get anything done, and you're paying more people. And so by doing a generic one, fits the bill, right? And so for me, being able to do the Toshiro Mifune and having, the family giving me their blessings, meeting with the family, which was phenomenally awesome.
I shared some of those pictures before. I'll see if I can pull them up, but those are fantastic. Meeting with them and seeing his sort of their collection at the Mifune Productions, the museum and everything. I definitely want to hear a little bit more, but you're saying?
But yeah, no, I mean, they were so sweet and so nice. And it was Shiro, which is his son, and then the wife of his son, which is Akemi. And they were just beyond it. I brought them samples to show, like 3D prints of the head, larger and regular size. And they were just like, this is amazing. They loved it. And, we talked a lot of different things, but to be able to offer this figure for $35, I got it. Look like such a tool. Don't just show them. Don't show me.
I was gonna say, see, here's the picture of him looking trying to be all presentable and professional.
I gotta lose weight.
There's these other 3 wonderful people here.
So that's Masaki.
I hear you say that, and I understand that in my brain. Those are the voices we hear in our brain. So who's here?
So Masaki is on the right, and his wife Hanako in the middle. She was at Legion's Con doing she was selling the custom kimono robes made from kimono fabrics, and people were eating up. They loved it. So they will be back this year doing the same thing. And that was Shiro on the left side, the taller one. And again, he was just super sweet, super nice. Listen, no jacket. Listen, I was traveling in the middle of summer. I had no access to a jacket.
Dude, hit up a Uniqlo next time.
That shirt was from Uniqlo. I was too fat for my shirt. I had to get a new shirt. So we had to, dude, it was beyond hot. Like we were so wetting. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was just no joke. Like 100+ degrees. Ugh. Ugh.
Hey, do you think we can make this happen as a merch opportunity, or
if I make money off it, yes. It'll go towards the Nippon Adventures fund.
Legion's guy, but when I was there, now it was 2 years ago. Now you were the Pharaoh, so yeah. It's not like shame is a big thing for this guy. He don't care.
I got to figure.
So you got to meet with you got to meet the family. You also got to check out the production company. So this is when you were visiting to kind of like finish up, or like just check in on the license, or.
So that was in July, and when I got to Japan, I think it was probably the first full day. I think I was there on Sunday, and then on Monday, I believe we went to go visit. So we were going there I wanted to, since I'm going to be in Japan, I mean, it's like, listen, I need to meet with the family. You know what I mean?
Right. Face to face.
Yeah. I mean, it's out of an abundance of respect and gratitude for what they're, doing. And so, we did that. And then we also wanted to finalize the contract, because like we had been talking for a long time already, but, we wanted to do it this way just to finalize the contract and, just have the face-to-face. I wanted to, as is typical for Japanese business meetings, you bring gifts and stuff too, gifts of appreciation, essentially. So like I brought stuff from home for them, and we brought them like samples of those Nippon Adventures exclusives from the shows, and a bunch of other stuff. And again, the 3D printed samples, so we could show them how the head was looking, and painted sample that you saw. So yeah, it was a bunch of stuff.
I was going to say, at this point, I know they'd seen photos, but was this the first time they'd seen something physical in person?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and they good response, and they like what you're doing.
Yeah, they were very, very happy with it. They thought it looked great. I still need to do some adjustments, like his eyebrows need to be a little bushier, and his goatee needs to be a little bit darker. But
did they give you notes or anything like that?
No, they were like,
okay. This is you. This is the Chris's inner voice of writing his own notes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, and it's, I've already gotten it kind of touched up, but this was done by the factory. Like I had the factory print up a 3D copy of the digital file and paint it for me while I was in China, and they did a fantastic job. So I was very happy about that. Again, having those resources really comes in handy.
I shared with the folks a couple of weeks ago when I first looked at this stuff that that art or the design work and the card and stuff that I helped you out with some of that stuff, and that was fun and
awesome as hell. I love it.
Figuring out little like branding fun things for like the collab and Toshiro Mifune X Nippon Adventures visually. That's cool, and I'm really excited about how this is going to turn out. So this right here, what we're looking at is how are people going to be getting this figure? Like, what's the whole plan with Nippon Adventures? Is this going to be something that you're going to be offering shortly? Are you going to be offering this as part of a larger wave of Nippon Adventures? What's your thinking, or are you ready to share that yet?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be the same as the way I did Biblical Adventures, where it's going to be 4 waves, right? It'll be books again, but it'll be like Japanese shoebox kind of boxes that they would have traditionally used instead of the Bible book, right? So it'll be kind of shoebox, open up like that. It'll have artwork inside, which I'm actually like on the Biblical, Nate did the inner artwork for that, for which I have one right here. Oh, I actually have something here. So like Nate did this artwork right here.
Yep. Oh, so cool.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And so on the box for the Japanese Nippon Adventures one, I have a Japanese artist that I love and follow, and he will be working on that artwork for me. And there'll be one for Nippon Adventures, and then there'll be one specifically for the boxes with Toshiro Mifune. Gotcha. And he does this beautiful, beautiful line work and watercolor, all traditional, not digital. And I just like his stuff is beautiful. I love it.
That's great. So no plastic bags for these guys, huh?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, there might be some accessory baggies, but that's about it.
Yeah, no,
I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean?
No, I'm teasing. You're like, no. Okay, so real quick, as far as, well, go ahead.
Yeah, oh no, I was gonna say with the figure itself,
yeah,
you know, it'll be, again, book one will be, you know, the first thing with the funding goal. It might be book one and book two, I'm not sure, but it'll probably book one. It'll be a Nippon Adventures. There'll be a Kickstarter exclusive for Nippon Adventures. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head because I was going back and forth on different things. But this, the Toshiro Mifune stuff will be available from the get-go. It'll be available with book one, but like as a separate thing. And
so not like an unlock was what you're saying when you say available from the get-go, available to back right on the front.
Yep.
Great.
I want these out there. I want people to be able to get them. I want, you know, again, like price more than likely is going to be like $35. Like, I don't want these to be crazy expensive. I want people to be able to get them. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and again, I'm pricing this at the same price as my biblical adventures for the most part. Like, I'm not, you know, the price is good because that's what I can do. You know, I have the body. You know, the accessories and stuff are not crazy in terms of extra cost, and it just makes sense. Like, again, I want people to be able to get this, you know.
That's awesome. And as you mentioned earlier, if folks miss it, you're not doing different movies, you're doing him and all his work. And so some of the outfits that he might be wearing might be reminiscent of some things that we've seen. Is that right? So like when Marcus Kajillion here is saying, I would like to see some Seven Samurai figures, one of my favorite movies when I was a teen. Would you necessarily be like, how close are you thinking of, like?
Pretty close. Pretty similar. You know,
but it'll be color. So
yeah. No, there will be, it's different archetypes.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, you know, it's different archetypes for the most part, you know. And it's like, there will be, you know, they'll be named like, you know, same thing, samurai or ronin or rogue or different things like that. And so, you know, it's yes, there will be one that is, you know, reminiscent of Yojimbo. There's one that'll be reminiscent of Seven Samurai. You know, I mean, there'll be different ones. So ultimately, the plan is that there will be 4 full figures, like soft goods, accessories, and probably 2 heads each. We'll see if I can do that. So 4 different figures, and then there'll be probably 2 head packs. So 2 heads in each head pack. And the head packs are like, for example, one of them is historical, right? So it will be 2 of the figures that I'm doing are already going to be in Nippon Adventures. One of them will be, God, I can't remember the names because I haven't talked about it in a while. One of them is going to be Musashi, which is one of the famous samurai battles between Musashi and Kojiro. And I'm already doing a Musashi figure, but there will be a Toshiro Mifune head that is a Musashi head.
Sure.
He did do a movies about Musashi, and so that'll be available, and you could put it onto the Musashi body that will have, you know, the stuff, right? Because I was already doing the Musashi body, and then the Shinsengumi was like, I think kind of like the police force, and I'm already doing a Shinsengumi figure. And don't worry, don't work on Torii gates. I'm already putting them into the project, highly articulated. So don't worry about it.
Quick.
Those will be an
that
accessory.
Barely popped up, and you already sort of saw it.
I just looked down.
He was saying, he was saying he'll be backing this for that Mifune-sama figure, and then this popped up, and you're like, no, don't worry about it. I got you.
Save you the trouble.
Save your time, your energy.
Because there'll be the Torii gates is going to be like the dog statues. There'll be the stone lantern. You know, there'll be a couple different things. And then so with the Mifune, there will also be a black and white deluxe version because movies were in black and white. So it's just kind of makes sense to do a black and white version. That has always been the plan. That would be the Kickstarter exclusive of the figure more than likely, because it'll be the figure plus probably 2 or 3 of the outfits and a bunch of the heads as one full set. So that's more of like a $65 kind of figure.
Gotcha.
But you're still going to get a bunch of stuff. You're going to get a lot of stuff with it, and accessories and things. So, it's again, these are things that I've been in development for, I don't even know how many months already. Because like me and Masaki have been going back and forth with this, the ideas and how we wanted to do the figures that make sense, and then one of them is a little bit newer that I just developed recently. And as much as I want to say what it is, it'll be coming later.
No, this is great. You throw it out there.
Yep.
If folks are interested in, the Toshiro Mifune figure, this is a place. This is where it's going to happen.
Yep.
I love that Rick is saying $35 is great at that price point. Jason's Electric is saying, this dude, come on, man. Anyway, I hear that.
Chop.
Then Okinawa Shisa.
Okinawa Shisa.
I'm just curious. So there's this, but then you started to say that the Musashi. Did you list out what? Are you ready to list out the other non-Toshiro Mifune figures for Nippon Adventures? Like, to get a sense, are they all human figures at this point? Because I know at some point you were talking about
it's a mix.
Things that because you're like, you had this, you're like figures that are we talking? Are they going to be creatures that can grab your balls, basically, I guess is what I'm asking. Are we going to have some yokai at some point? Like, what are you thinking? Is that later, much later down the road? Or
so I have the list somewhere in email, but I don't remember off the top of my head specifically who's in what book. This is the
Chris chaos that I'm coming to understand.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Like, I write it down in 3 different places, but then I have to find those 3 different places. So, I mean, there will be, again, I was already saying some of them, but there will be human characters, right? There'll be Kojiro and Musashi, right? There will be the Shinsengumi, kind of policey type character. There will be peasants. There will be like samurai, ronin, ninja. There will be the kappa. The kappa will be there'll be a few different colorways, because like sometimes you see them in green, sometimes you see them in red, sometimes you see them in brown. So there'll be 3 different colorways for the kappa. There'll be probably 2 different head styles with 2 expressions each, like open mouth and closed mouth. Excuse me. And then and they'll come with, one hand will come with the ball, and the other hand will come with intestines.
Really?
Yeah. So the one hand will be like this with like intestines just hanging down.
Going back to your NECA Freddy Krueger days. I love
hell yeah.
So what are we talking about? Is this like sort of the similar body from the demons from Biblical, or?
Yeah. So now with the kappa, so the kappa are humanoid for the most part. So it's still utilizing the same buck. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a new crotch that has a very high cutout, almost like a high thong cutout that you can swap with the body. And then this way he can crouch the way that guy's crouching. Like the legs will go up much higher when you're crouching. And it's, they have like a little skirt on, so it'll just cover that area anyway.
Really quickly, what he's doing here is a very important squat that many of us from the region are very familiar with. I suggest it to all my friends. You should start doing this if you want to work on your elderly mobility. Trust. Okay. What's up, fan? Good to see you. For real?
Yeah.
Work on it, man. It's good. Get into that deep squat.
I can't get my heels. Can't get my heels on the ground. I can't do it.
Well,
I used to Spider-Man all the time, and I still can't do it.
So D13 is coming. You announced it last year. you did not say when people can generally expect the actual sort of campaign. And you've mentioned Kickstarter a number of times. That's a done deal. That's where you're doing it.
So no, I'm doing it on BackerKit.
Okay, I was going to say, because you've been saying Kickstarter, so I'm like,
yeah,
really? Because if you missed the beginning, go listen to him talking trash about Kickstarter.
Kickstarter sucks.
And then you started saying, well, Kickstarter, and I was like, wait, really?
Not doing
we've had
BackerKit.
Conversations. I was going to say, did something change? Got it. Okay, so BackerKit.
No, it's force a habit. Yeah, force a habit.
Got it.
Here's the thing, right?
Got it.
Kickstarter existed, and they did the bare minimum. They always do the bare minimum, and they take as much money as they possibly can from you, right? They don't give you much in return. They give you a name brand. You know what I mean? That's it. And so BackerKit exists because Kickstarter couldn't be bothered to do a post-campaign shipping thing. You know, like how stupid is it that I have to decide or figure out what my shipping is going to be before I even have physical product, before I even know what the size and weight and dimensions are, but you know, and the prices could even have gone up a year later, right? So stupid. So BackerKit is awesome. And they came in clutch when I did my biblical because of the tariffs, right? Because one container pre-tariff, one container post-tariff. And it was annoying, right? Because that was $22,000.
More than annoying.
Yeah, $22,000 that I did not.
$22,000 isn't annoying. $22,000 surprise that you're on the hook for is not annoying. That's a different word for that, but sure.
Yeah. If you don't have the money, you don't get your product. Like, what kind of nonsense is that, right?
Right.
So, thankfully, BackerKit, right? Then, and I have a team on BackerKit because my Kickstarter project was over 100,000. So I have a team that helps me on BackerKit. I didn't get Jack on Kickstarter, right? I emailed both of them.
People that you can work with to help you make sure you've got it done. Yeah, what a concept.
So as I'm planning Nippon Adventures, they both have a campaign and they both have a post campaign now, right? Kickstarter and BackerKit. I emailed both of them. I said, hey, I'm doing my next campaign. Why should I use you? I'm interviewing you now.
Nice.
And when I tell you, Kickstarter was like, because I asked them, I said, if I have problems, I have to talk to somebody, like, who do I contact? What do I do? And they're like, you just email customer service. And I'm like, that's it? How impersonal. Now, on BackerKit, I have my team. It's a team of two that has been instrumental. Now, BackerKit's a little complicated for me as a user, but they help me get through it. They will be my team on the next project. So if I have any problems, I go right to the people that I already know. It's it's a no-brainer. And then on a pre-campaign, you can do pre-campaign fundraising and offer like an exclusive item that's a pre-campaign item. And that encourages people. That encourages people to participate in the campaign, because in order to get your pre-campaign item, you have to contribute to the campaign. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have
build up for that actual launch. Got it.
Yeah. So I'm going to have probably a little box set of some of the Japanese masks, probably just in gold, just a special little gold set that'll offer up for whatever, $10 or $20, right? And you can only get it on the pre-campaign. And then in order to get it, you have to be part of the campaign, and then it'll be included with your order.
Right.
So it's an interesting way it's an interesting way to get people to stay on the campaign. Because, a lot of people will be like, oh, yeah, sign me up, whatever. And then they don't do anything. They don't, it's live. Nah.
It's a little bit of early incentive. Oh, that's a cool thing. I want that. I'm early adopter, but then let me stick around for the actual thing and keep pushing forward. What is there a time estimate that you're prepared to kind of get people to do their heads up kind of thing on?
Yeah, I mean, I want the project to be live probably, if not the summer of July 2025, then possibly the winter of February 2026. Oh, wait, those passed
you're going to
do
some time traveling, my friend? You know something I don't?
Those were the original dates. Those were the original dates.
What was that? I have Agamotto? Okay.
I'll do this myself.
Now we are in August 23 of 2026. Now.
Now.
Imagine.
When is then? Now.
Yes.
So the plan is either, if it's ready in time, October, if not February, because November, December, January suck for crowdfunding.
Sure.
You know, it's just a bad time. You don't do it. So if it's not available, if it's not ready by October, then 100% basically the same like I did for Biblical to be February. February is my month, my birthday month, you know, and a special month for me. The other thing is I'll be in Japan at Wonderfest. So if it's live, then it's like, sign up now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of
on,
the plan.
man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, John Wardell is here and completely appreciates your backer kit. Bitch. What's up, man? I am so excited for this.
Hacks and
folks
House
can't see and they haven't don't recognize it. Maybe over a year now, I got to sit down with him and the two of them for Hacks and House,
Anthony and John.
About the Dark, and I'm just like, these are some of the most unique figures I've ever seen. I wouldn't have thought people would like dig deep into old like occult motifs, and so when they're
phenomenal.
Ready, they're back here, and we're going to talk all about it. I'm excited for that. But yes, I think you're helping inform him with this backer kit sales pitch. Good job.
Do you want to guess who's going to be helping him with the project?
I wonder who might help with production management on that. And yeah, you know, he was actually the first. I uploaded the thumbnail for today on Instagram, right? I was like, and he's like, oh, now you did it. I was like,
yeah. John and I worked together for 10 years. I got to talk about John.
Yeah, at NECA, right? You all started together back there. That's right.
Yep. And so John is like a stupid, insanely talented artist. He does a million things, and you know, I know him and Anthony are working on this project for a couple years. And you know, I would talk to them when I go for a visit over at NECA because it's like 15 minutes away from my house. And I go in every once in a while, and you know, we would talk, and they, you know, ask the questions and show me what, you know, kind of what they're working on. So when I saw their stuff at ZoloCon, like all like painted and you know, printed and everything, I was like, yeah, I 100% need to be working on this project because I want these figures. And they look awesome.
No, 100%. They're so unique. They're so different. But also, like, I really appreciate. So we did talk a while back, but they've been going to different shows and hitting different groups of people, right? So of course, you and I travel in very like action figure centric circles, but they've got some, you know, it's a deep horror thing. So they've got other places they can go, and they've been doing it, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome to watch, man.
Now, John, John also knows that I'm really bad at getting back to people, so I will get back to you soon, John. Trust me. I got your emails. Don't worry. It's no time in the world to hear, you know. But yeah, I mean,
so I don't respond to you on things that you and I are working on, just understand that I'm standing in solidarity with John. That's what's happening. It's
and
not that
else that I help out.
I'm kidding. Hey, here's a question for you. A slight aside. Motu Prince, good to see you. He's saying, speaking of Kickstarter, anyone here waiting on Brutal Realm as a backer, taking forever? And if I may, I am absolutely like super deep on Brutal Realm, and I'm really excited for those figures. Those guys are awesome. And I think them, and they're not alone in like, I also helped out with Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Man, we are wishing that thing was out like last year. So you probably know this, Motu Prince. It's not for the lack of trying. And that's part of the challenge of this whole phenomenon of crowdfunding toys. And, you know, and as we're speaking to someone today, Chris, who has been involved with it, again, for his own line, for Four Horsemen Studios, like trying to make sure those figures are coming out and moving through the factory. And with a bunch of other folks, some we've already mentioned, Grindhouse, etc. What do you say to folks who are like, that they're understandably like, man, I gave money for this so long ago. What's your take on, and any thoughts on, you can help?
So there's
folks
two thoughts that come to mind. So the first thought, and like, I don't like to say it, but the first thought is like, if you're with the right person, your stuff will be done well and will come out in a reasonable amount of time. Other people, and it's not like, I don't want it to sound negative, but like, it's just that other people have other commitments that may get in the way, or, what do you call it? Capacity limits, and it pushes things
Sure.
back. It sucks. You know what I mean? Like, because I will tell you this, there are very few factories that do the quality needed, and especially my high quality demands, because you'll see anything that for the most part, anything that I work on, right, is full paint top to bottom, washes, dry brush, all sorts of things, pad printing, water dip, like everything. So like first of all, Four Horsemen, then Monster Force, then, even on D13 stuff, like, it's generic for the most part, basic for the most part, but the bodies have, highlighted, deco on the body. So it's just not one flat basic color. And then, I'm trying to think what else, like, Grindhouse, you know what I mean? Like, and then Haxon House, like all that
detail.
stuff. Yeah. All that stuff is high detail. And I'm always, always, always proud to talk about my factories that I use that are, without a doubt, top of the line. Like, they do amazing work, and we've expanded the factories because we have so much work going there. You know what I mean? And so not every factory can do my high level of quality that I demand from them. And, some stuff can be more simplified to make it easier or whatever. And that's totally up to the people running the projects, but if I can help someone, I'll try and help them, but I can't. Some people, some people, they already have their projects. They already have who they're working with. I'm not going to steal them from somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's not.
But what would you say to the end sort of consumers? Like, man, I backed this a while back. Like, what is it? Anything that any insight? You've already done it. You already laid out all the work.
Well, the second part to that too, though, is that there's what's the saying? Best laid plans of mice and men. You know what I mean? Like, you have a timeline that you think is good, right?
Yeah.
But things happen. Like, there's always delays that you cannot anticipate, and especially for newer people, like, they don't have anything, to base off of. So there's delays. The biggest delay is pre-tooling development. So when I send over the files to China, they're going to take the figure, they're going to take the files, and they're going to look at undercuts, especially, and making sure things match up, and what needs to be separated out. What is it going to look like when it's painted? What certain things need to be removed for painting? Different things like that, right?
Yep. Thinking about how they're going to achieve the end thing. What's the best way to get it done cleanly?
Yeah, especially cleanly. Yep, because you want certain things to be separated out so you have a nice, clean finish, right?
Yep.
And it takes, especially if you have a lot of figures in the wave and they all need to be compatible, like, it just takes a long time. Sometimes it takes longer than you want it to, or sometimes it takes longer than you anticipated it to. And it's like, it's unfortunate. And you just have to keep people updated, People are not going to like it. And it is what it is. Like, I know you're not going to like it, but I'm telling you.
Do you think that creators doing Kickstarters should maybe pad their time estimates so to give people a better?
That's the sad thing, though. Like, you usually do.
Because based on the information based on you've worked with the factory, and then you're like, okay, we're going to add time, but it's still, this is the reality. And you work at Four Horsemen Studios, and you guys are you produce a decent amount of figures every year. No, it feels like you guys are like, and it just keeps increasing, right? While also doing dragons and stuff. So. The reality is things take time, things happen, but yes, as I said, it's not for the lack of the work being done. Sometimes narratives are out there, and I get it. People can get impatient. We're dealing with that with Animal Warriors of the Kingdom right now. But at the end of the day,
they're allowed to get impatient. Like, I totally get it.
No, they're 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's hard to be like, all right, here's $500. I'm not going to see anything for 2 years. You know what I mean? It's like, but on the flip side, when it comes out, you don't have to pay anything.
Right.
It's like, hey, it's paid.
And oftentimes you got it a lot cheaper. But yes, no, 100%. They're 100% allowed to. The other thing I will just say is, because I've done this fun little project of like, I've backed a lot of Kickstarters, like a lot. And so I've actually kept track of like, oh, when did this campaign end? And when did they do? And sometimes, you know, I'm a history teacher, and I found that even in this small little niche human community called toy collecting, we do what the larger community does. Like, we're not basing it on objectivity. And people are like, well, that one was able to come out so quickly. It's like, no, that one actually took 2 years. Oh, really?
Oh.
But they all come out in like a year. Like, no. And if you actually look at them, like, man, some of them, it's not uncommon, I guess is what I'm saying, for a lot of them from 2 years, a little over 2 years. So it's just having that as maybe a way to create some context. But you're absolutely right. People are giving money. They have a right to be frustrated and impatient. The company should just do their best to communicate. And so,
I mean, the hard thing though is like all these small companies cannot make these projects without the crowdfunding. So it's kind of like, you know, it's
exactly.
They're both, you know, I don't know if you want to say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but like,
no,
I can't make this toy line without knowing my quantities and without getting the monetary support. And so there's no other way of doing it, you know, like you have to do it as a pre-order. Otherwise it ain't happening. You're not going to get it down the road because it ain't happening.
Sure.
You know, like it's not going to get made.
No, 100%. Let me, and then I am curious to ask you this. I mentioned I've got a lot of different toys sitting on here. There's a lot new indies in the last 6 years that have popped up both domestically and out of Asia, right? Especially out of China, Hong Kong. So am I correct? And I know the answer, but if you can share, the amount of factories hasn't magically increased, correct?
No, not generally, because there may be some factories that are already making stuff, and then, you know, it could be the people that own the factory have decided they want to make a toy of their own, you know, like there must be money in making the toys, you know what I mean? The money is in the tooling for the most part, because the tooling is expensive. Making the toys themselves, I mean, it's been interesting to see, especially the Chinese companies, all this humongous influx of companies and toys. And it's like, on the one hand, it's great, more selection. But on the other hand, it's like, well, more selection means less people that are going to buy mine. It's going to be spread more thin, you know? So it's tough. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. And then also on the sort of supplier side, more companies competing for time in factories. Yes.
Oh yeah.
More projects at factories. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, luckily for me, my main factory, I have a main factory and then a sub factory under them. And so my
real
main
quick,
factory,
you keep saying my factory, my factory. I want to clarify that Justin's asking, do you own
God,
a factory?
I wish.
So this is one of those things when, like, you know, you start to love your job so much and you're like, well, my school at my, but like, it ain't yours, buddy. So no, he does not own a factory.
Oh, I should be a co-investor or something, because the reason is, when I started using this factory, I started with the Gothotropolis birds for Four Horsemen, right?
Okay.
And when I was using them for that, they were doing a lot of like resin stuff, like statues as well. And so they were doing different projects for different people. And as Four Horsemen stuff continued to grow, and then especially when we got into Mythic Legions, and that started to grow after the first couple of years, especially after the second Kickstarter for the 2.0 figures, then the work I was giving them was growing and taking up more time at the factory. Plus, then again, going back to when I got like the sectors and the Fresh Monkey Fiction stuff, all this stuff started adding up into more time for the factory, more projects for the factory. They didn't have time to do other projects. So since then, this is why I call it my factory. everything they do there are my projects. Like whether it's Four Horsemen,
yeah.
D13, you know, Monster Force, Grindhouse, like there's a slew of projects, and I just keep bringing them more projects, you know, and they keep crushing it. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's not my factory, but it's like my factory, you know, and I have a tight relationship with them. I mean, I've been working with them for like 12 years, and it's like, you know, family, you know.
And also, like, again, yes, and you work with them because you know what they can do and you've seen it. They work with you because they know what you can do and they've seen it, and you just keep going. So here's the next question. I'm afraid to ask it because I feel like these are this is what happened when we started with AI, and people were like, shouldn't we have AI automate and do some of these things? And you ask for things that maybe you shouldn't open. I'm going to throw it out there anyways. Do you need to be cloned?
I mean,
and I'm not sure that I want that. But do you need to be cloned?
I'd be worried that the clone of me would be kind of opposite and be kind of slow and derpy and not get anything done. And then I'd have to do twice the amount of work because now my clone's an idiot and he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
but this might be the one instance where you feel less bad about being such a jerk to your coworker, right? Where you're just like, no, it's me. Screw that guy.
I
is
mean,
anything
honestly,
made in effect?
I would love to be cloned. I would love to be cloned because, yeah, Bizarro Chris, 100%. I would love to be cloned because I don't want to. I need more time to work on more projects, and if I'm cloned, then I'm like doing twice the amount of work in the same amount of time, which, you know, frees me up to do more projects.
Yeah. So instead of talking about like Nippon Adventures 2025, like I get that there's a reason why your plans shift because. Again, I will just say, and I've said this a couple of different times, I've been watching the Four Horsemen grow since that November, or that G-Con, really. That G-Con, I was there in that room, and I was like, yes, I'm excited as a consumer, but just based on my personal experience with work and all this stuff, and my brother was sitting next to me, as people know, he works for Disney. We're sitting there going like, wow, that's a lot of work for these guys. Their work just multiplied. And we're just like, oh, wow. So yeah, Bizarro Chris maybe might help. Is there anything made in the factory that you're not a part of? I was asking.
Not in my factory.
You know? Yeah, meaning maybe even not like action figures, not action figures, or do they do anything else?
No, it's all action figures now.
That's
like
wild.
You know, they've expanded to a bigger location because I was, you know, we were giving them more work. My secondary factory, they do like a lot of the deluxe stuff, kind of like the animals, the dragon, and stuff like that. They do a bunch of other stuff for other companies. You know, they're a pretty big factory, but they do a lot of different things.
I see.
So sometimes it's a little hard to like with my main factory, like dude, anything I need, they're gonna do. Whatever I need, they're gonna do. If I need something bumped, one of my projects bumped for another project, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But for the other factory, it's kind of like, you got to be a little careful because it's other people's schedules. You don't want to, you know, step on toes, and you got to be respectful, and that's all good, you know.
So much to think through. I think that's awesome. Let's end the conversation about Chris and his work, sort of, on this. Sean is saying, love your work, Chris. The people that do your soft goods are amazing, and the price is a collector's dream. Thoughts? Thank you. People you need to shout out.
Thank you. So for the soft goods themselves, for right now, mostly the factory helps me.
Nice.
Now, Kai Labs did the half kimono and the hakama pants for the Toshiro Mifune. They're going to be working. I'm going to be working with them on a bunch of other stuff. And Kai is a sweetheart. He is so wonderful. He's so wonderful
and so damn talented. Holy
crap! I love talented. So I'm like, I gotta. Another thing that I need to do is put together what I need him to work on. You know what I mean? Like again, I just too many things. But yeah, Kai is. You know, I got to meet up with him in China, and he knocked out that the ones you're looking at right there really quickly with his factory. and it's awesome. It's beautiful. It drapes so nicely. It's so clean. You could see on the bottom, the hem on the bottom was incomplete. Like we didn't get to that, and just something we have to fix. But it's like, you know, for the very short time they had to do it, they killed it. So Kai is always in my heart. I love him.
that was fast, because I remember you talking about that. What was the total time on that?
Like a week.
It was not even. It was weeks. Yeah, like I was gonna say, it was like days, weeks.
Yeah, it was like a week or something. It was ridiculous. He was like a week or two. I mean, it was insane.
The pleating, you know, obviously there's pattern, but all the pleating that's involved in this kind of stuff.
Yep, and they did it all from scratch.
Cool.
They did it all from scratch.
Jesus, amazing.
So yeah, I got a lot more for him to do.
So, and then one last one, Chris, Jason is saying he's really grateful just for the way that you handle yourself when it comes to the Kickstarter. He remember the setback emails that you sent out, that you weren't satisfied with the factory figures, you made changes. You're honest, so something for us, the rest of us, to remember. Not that
I hate sending out those emails. I hate sending out those emails because I know how it's going to be received. I know how people are going to be. They're going to be like, man, it stinks, you know. But it's like, I got to tell you what's going on.
I'm going to spare you from the comment that just came up.
No. Put it up there. I'm totally fine. Put it up there.
I'm kidding. Because part of your trip here, as you mentioned, you went to Japan, but before that. So if folks miss it, in Japan, he did this, but he also did some awesome Four Horsemen work. That was the first Mythic Legion sort of meetup. Is that right? At in Japan?
Actually, that would have been not first. No, that would have been. Is that the second? I think it's the second.
But you had, but you also brought a cool little exclusive, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But you were busy doing that work as well as doing a little bit of Four Horsemen work in the factories. So you were in China before that, right?
Yes. So I was in China for a week, and it was a hell of a busy week. And so
here is the question. Chris, I try to give him an out, but he's willing. Chris, dragon update?
Yeah, I mean, we posted a picture on Four Horsemen's Instagram showing me cradling the dragon. So you know, it's no secret. And it is a heavy beast of a figure. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. So obviously that's injection, which means the tooling is done, but it's not fully debugged yet. So we're in the debugging stage right now. My goal is to have at the very least, my goal is to have a fully painted figure, the dragon and the figures at Legion's Con. When they work on the paint samples, they work on the early injection pieces, because it's pointless to waste the time waiting for them to finish debugging it just to put paint as a paint sample. So they always work on the loose first shots. So even if it's on a first shot, it's okay, because it's just going to be on display. But I want it to be fully painted so that people could see what it's going to look like. The figures will be fully painted, see what they're going to look like. And then, you know, fingers crossed that we're shipping from the factory, you know, before the end of the year, and it'll start arriving here, and we'll start shipping them out like ASAP once they hit the warehouse. Because it's so nice. It's its own box. You know, it's not like there's two in a box. There's one in a box. Slap a label on it, ship it out. Same day.
It's a big box though, but yes, it's a little easier logistically, because what you get is what you get. Although I guess there's all the other stuff too, right? The figures and everything. Not everybody got the same, necessarily got the accessory pack, right? Yeah,
I mean, you got the main dragon. The main dragon comes with the 2 grabby hands, and then it comes with 3 figures. You got the fire accessory set, and that comes with the fire blast, the fire ring, the fire breathing head, the more down neck, and 1 figure. And then the wing pack comes with the big wings and 1 figure. And that's my baby. Cradle my baby.
There's your baby. So what do you have a guesstimate on how that is sitting on your chest, how heavy that was? Obviously this is not maybe different material, but how heavy are you thinking? Stupid heavy.
With the wings, I mean, I don't know, 20 pounds, 25 pounds. I don't know. It's stupid. It's heavy.
You warned folks. I remember it was like, do you really want this? Do you really want this? But of course people do. It was beautiful. The sculpt is gorgeous, and can't wait to see how you're able to guide this through the factory.
The funny thing is, when we had it sculpted and we were kind of comparing it digitally to figures and the horse and the troll and everything, we looked at it and we're like, nope, it needs to be bigger.
The texture's great, man. Yeah. See, like all this texture right here, and then this. Look at all the detail. There's like multicolored, like little lines. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's your chin. That's your chin.
That's how we do it.
My bad. My bad. Yeah. So there you go. There's that. Let's go ahead and close out with some actual nerdy newsy things. 2 things, and then we'll get out of here. First off, I couldn't have you on here and not tell people, hey, tonight is when you need to order the pre-order direct stuff for the awesome, incredible skeleton warriors that no one saw coming. Cool. For me, this was what my brain went boom when it came to like SDCC. So many reveals, but this was not something that I imagined for a bunch of reasons. Right? It's just sort of like one, we're getting this line that no one thought would come back. I remember those toys. I mentioned my brother had them. They were like really uniquely detailed for the time. If you were looking up next to other figures at the time, you're like, whoa. And those were from a production manager's side. I still can't wrap my head around how they did that back then, because each single one was like a completely different body and completely different sculpt. And they're just like, yeah, kids are going to buy these for sure. Here, we'll sell them. It's fine. So
and vac really metal, cool, and then the gems that are different colored gems.
Hair in some of them.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a lot going on in those. And then they were like, well, let's do vehicles too. So these are exciting. It ends tonight in a couple of hours, 11 p.m. Eastern time. What is it? 8:36 on your time there. So you only got about 3 hours left, folks. Yes. So get those.
Wait till the last minute.
Yes. Unless you don't like the discount. Because a lot of times I will say, as a California kid, sometimes I got to do the math and be like, well, if I'm not doing it all in, I maybe wait for retailer because I got to ship it all the way to California and it costs more. But the flat rate shipping on these is ridiculous. So
that's right. Don't let it pass you up.
Yeah. These are awesome. So looking forward to those. And then the other, what else would I, so yeah, these are amazing. Fantastic. And I just kind of wanted to end with this. You were talking about Fresh Monkey, right? And so you were talking about the big bad guys. This was a new thing, and given everything that we saw earlier, you have your thoughts about Kickstarter. I don't think I'm allowed to say anything bad about them. No, I'm just kidding. Then there's the backer kit. So it's interesting to see Big Bad Toy Store with their couple of toy lines through Big Bad Workshop saying like, hey, let's do our own platform. Why would we? And in fairness, if you've followed Fresh Monkey before, they've done things like this, and so has Big Bad. Like the Santa, right? They've done the sort of like,
nice.
But this is a new platform. They made a big splash about it, at least marketing. They said, "Hey, Big Bad Launchpad." Just curious what your reaction was, having seen this as someone who's run around the block when it comes to like crowdfunded stuff. You see this as an exciting development in the industry.
You got to think. So it's like it's 2 things about it, right? First of all, hey, they got an audience. They're the biggest and the baddest toy store. They got an audience, and so that works in their favor. They can send it out to everybody on their mailing list, right? On the flip side, obviously, there's a bigger audience that's separate from them, that's on Kickstarter or BackerKit, so it's like it's tough because you get other people from BackerKit and Kickstarter, but you have this built-in audience already that those are the people for sure. A lot of them are going to order. And as you can see on the NPC line is smashing. Like it's slapping, as the kids say. So, and I love
they used
that
to
line.
Say, sorry, dude, it's 2026 and I work with kids. They used to say, but
what do they say now?
I hate to tell you.
If you don't give me something new, I'm sticking with the old.
Like, cool. Whatever, Unc. Yeah. Anyways.
Psych. But yeah, I mean,
you're right.
I think it's
they
interesting.
Have a built-in audience. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, it'll be fun to see where they're going to go with it, who they're going to get on there. I need somebody to do some freaking stop motion for me.
Right.
But again, I love this line. I think it's freaking awesome. It goes perfect with like their existing stuff. You know, I think it's genius. I think it's smart. And I'm looking for. I want the tick figures. I love the tick figures.
Yeah.
Spoon.
Yeah, totally.
And I mean, you know, it'll be. I think it'll be good. Hopefully, like I said, they can get the big audience. You know what I mean? Like to get a lot of people to outside of their standard audience that will find it also.
Yeah, that's a tricky thing. And I was saying that earlier on Adam's stream or you know, just in the chats, that like the Kickstarter thing is really interesting because it's really helpful for a lot of folks who have different types of projects. Like, you know, like comics, like they do really well on there. RPGs, they do really well on there, and they have a built-in thing. And because they have a built-in thing, like they can suggest other projects, similar projects. And there are a lot of folks who are like, they see that, they're like, I'm going to back that. Even though you know, yes, we as collectors have seen quite a few action figure projects in there. It's not nearly like we are not nearly as large as people seem to think. We're really like a tiny niche. So people doing films, people doing whatever. So it's really good for them, and they tend to pick up like other folks who aren't necessarily paying attention to it. They that broader reach. I don't know. I just can't imagine like the AWOC Kickstarter, for example. I don't know that like a random person on Kickstarter who's backed a couple of things is like, ooh, Animal Wars of the Kingdom action figures. I mean, right? Like a lot of times, that's why in my brain this makes a whole lot of sense, because Big Bad Toy Store, you know why you're there. You have a problem. Here's some more, right? So like, so there's some interesting things there. But I also I gotta, you know, I respect the Horsemen for the RPG thing, because you obviously were able to do Beathir on your own through your own sort of like platform. But for the RPG, it just makes sense. Kickstarter has a built-in RPG audience, and you want to reach potentially new people with that project. Totally makes sense. So
absolutely.
I'm excited by this though, because as you've identified, a lot of people aren't so happy with Kickstarter. It would be nice to have competing platforms. Maybe the competition here might maybe make them do something different. And then there's BackerKit. So
I mean, or instead of people going to Kickstarter, they just come here, and then who cares about Kickstarter? You know, they don't have to do anything different. Keep being lazy, you know.
I 100% know. And the big guy, these are awesome, man. And Adam says, I don't know if there was a reason for that, if there was any impression that we didn't think that, or maybe it's just because the words big bad. Because maybe that sounds like bad guys. I don't know.
No, I mean, they're really nice, and you know, getting to see them in person, you know, at like Zolicon and some of the other shows has been good, because you know, having them doing shows, I think, is very important for expanding what they want to do. And I'm glad that they're able to start doing shows, and you know, having them at Legion's Con and everything. Like, you know, I love it, because then I get to hang out with Bill, you know, and talk with all my people anyway. You know,
Bill is a really cool guy. I got to hang out with him a little bit more through WonderCon, actually, when we were there.
And,
yes. He was also at Motooniverse, so we got to hang out a little bit more. And him and Gridiron. It's just really cool to meet these folks, and sort of you start to realize, you know, we say this a lot around these parts. What is it? The rising tides lift all ships, and I really believe that, and I like to think that way because I do think it's true, and sometimes not everyone has that sort of like positive, we're all in it together attitude, and like they can do their thing, but I don't know, I happen to think it's true, because I'm looking at all the toys here. Some of them are, you know, it's just I again go back and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I can get this figure and this figure right now, and I'm all really good. Anyways, I appreciate you for doing all that you do. As someone said earlier, thank you for all that you do. You've obviously had your hand in making some cool toys. I'm personally looking forward to the Nippon Adventures. And I'm happy to be helping you in whatever tiny capacity I can.
It's a great capacity, trust me.
and I appreciate that Andrew Davis has corrected his spelling. It's Dragon Clan with a C, because that came up earlier from somebody else. Dragon Clan with a C, unite. That I can get behind in 2026. Chris, thank you, dude. Look, we did it. Hour 59 minutes, 30 seconds. So we gotta end the show.
Okay. Salamat. I appreciate it.
Galing naman yung Tagalog ni Chris. Look at that. I love it. All right, folks. Thank you to everybody who hung out with us. If you are on the replay, do all those things. And can I just say one last thing, folks? If you'd like to continue the conversation, I did create a Discord. Go over there. We talk, we do the whole thing, pictures, whatever. It's fun. Do that. I'll send you funny pictures of Chris that I have because no one else is here on the show. Plenty. Yeah, that's great. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. We're gonna now awkwardly wave. I should say this. Where can people find Chris? But everybody knows. Wednesday, 4:00. Go enjoy the chaos on the Four Horsemen Studios channel. Go check out the Instagram. All the links are going to be in that QR code. Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday. All right. So here's where I don't really do this slickly, but I'm going to play some music. We're going to wave, look awkward, and then end the stream. Okay. Love you guys. Bye-bye. And Chris is dancing right now. I can see him. He's got some soul. I give it up to him. Look at him. He's got rhythm. It's all on the one, but it's good. Have a great night, everybody.